punishing baldness in Greece and Rome. Wealthy people in later also wore false hair. Noblemen of ancient Greece and Rome wore wigs with braids and curls on top of their heads. The more braids and the more ornate the style, the higher their social standing. Blonde and red hair were the most popular. Some Rome kept blonde and red hair states, so they would have hair available for their wigs whenever they needed. The wealthy men and women of Rome wore wigs to hide their bald spots. Some emperors wore wigs as disguises so they could go outside the palace without being recognized. They wanted to find out every day people really thought of them. Fashionable French hair, from the end of the Roman Empire through the next several centuries, wig lost popularity. Then, in the early 17th century, King Louis King Louis the XIII, ruler of France, brought wigs back into fashion. At the age of 23, he began to lose his hair. He was worried that people would have less respect for him if they thought he was going to bald. To hide these hair loss, he wore wigs that looked like his natural hairstyle. Many noblemen wanted to look like their king, so they began to wear the same style of wig. Wigs go over the top. As clothing fashion in the royal court became fancier, the need for fancier hairstyles also grew. This increased demand for wigs and extension. Women would style their hair, both real and false, over a frame or pillow on their head to create shapes. Then, thus, then the style was set, aloft, and the whole thing was powdered to get the hair in place. Certain styles were 3 feet tall. Some women and model shapes built into their hairstyle. These styles were so hard to create that women would leave them for months without combining or washing their hair. The large used the set this hairstyle would spoil over time. Cockroaches, mites, and even rats would build nests in the hair. Women carried a long stick with a claw on the end. Stick allowed them to scratch inside the hair without ruining their wig. By the 18th century, wigs in Western Europe were used by doctors, lawyers, judges, and members of the church. Today, churches and lawyers in the United Kingdom courts still wear wigs as part of their uniform. Came into fashion then too. While still worn it and powder, they had major advantages. They were much cooler and lighter than full wigs. By the 1850s, in Europe, many people had stopped wearing wigs. Many of the combs that people saw as a luxury only the rich could afford. Here today, gone tomorrow. As technology improved in the 20th century, people began to create wigs out of nylon threads. Nylon looked like human hair but cost a lot less. It also allowed for more colors, giving people more choices for their looks and locks. Today, people continue to wear wigs for many different reasons. They them to appear fashionable and stylish or simply to change their appearance. People who are bald or losing their hair may wear wigs to feel better about themselves. Clowns or actors might wear wigs as part of their costume. Styles have changed depending on the fashion of the time. Even so, whether they're long or short, fancy or plain wigs have played an important role in human history. Who knows what the next great fashionable hairstyle will be?